Well, hello and welcome to At Home Today. Do you see this little pumpkin? We showed you her a couple of weeks ago. She's almost 3 months old. Can you believe that? This is Mia. This is Linda Wilson's granddaughter. So, you know, we're not partial or anything, but we really are. Isn't she the sweetest little thing you ever saw? Look at that face. Hey, baby, are you okay? Are you having fun yet? Look at these toes. You know what? When I see babies like this, I think they're so fresh from heaven, because they are. They don't know anything that's going on in the world. The most important thing to them is either finding their binky or their thumb or the bottle and getting these diapers changed, because you know what I mean? That's the most important thing. And isn't it sad how soon that they have to learn the things of life? But they do. But this baby comes from Christian grandparents and Christian parents. And you know what? That's 4 great things she's got going for her. Because to be in a home where there is a knowledge of God and a knowledge of what's right to do and doing it and be trained under the nurture and admonition of the Lord, I tell you what, she's got everything going for her that she needs. There's nothing like praying grandparents. So if you're a grandparent out there today, we honor you. And I say you pray for those grandchildren. And even if it looks like they're not working through like what you want them to be doing or things aren't happening, you know what? They will turn around if you keep praying. Mia, we're going to keep praying for you, sweetheart, because you know what? God has a plan for your life, a very special plan that only you can fulfill. And He will show you when it's time. But first, Mom and Dad got a few years of buying them clothes, getting them toys, feeding that food, taking on your vacation. You're going to have a good time. She drool, and that's okay. We don't care. It's when the adults drool that we have a problem. Well, you know what? We're doing breakfast today, so stick with us. Mia's going to get in the batter too, maybe even some blueberries. We've got some great ideas for breakfast right here on At Home. We'll see you back in a minute. Mwah! Here's today's at-home hint. To make a better omelet or scrambled egg dish, try adding a small amount of water instead of milk when you are beating the egg. Milk products tend to harden the yolk, while water tends to slow down the coagulation of the yolk.
If you have an at-home hint, a favorite recipe, or just a friendly greeting you'd like to share, we'd like to hear from you. Post it in the comments of this video or visit our Facebook page.
Well, if you've just joined us, you missed Mia. She is now our resident grandchild because that's Linda Wilson's granddaughter. So we appreciate when Christy brings her by. And we want to say hi to great-grandma out there. I know she's watching from Harrisburg. We appreciate you watching. And I know you had a very important birthday. That's great. We celebrate life with you. All right, today we're doing pancakes, all kinds of pancakes. And Linda had brought her, this is great, this is an electric griddle. Then I brought my old trusty one that's just, I've just greased it, got it on real low, and I've put a few pecans, because that's going to come up later when we make something special. First, we're going to make, these are a blueberry ricotta pancake. Oh, we're going to do some flour, about a half a cup, a couple of teaspoons of baking powder. Now you want to be sure, look at the date on the bottom of your can, because if it's old, these won't puff up for you. Then we're going to add some salt. Just mix this about. Set that aside. Next, we have 4 egg yolks, just the yolks. We're going to add some sugar to the yolks. No yolk, we're adding sugar here, okay? Bad joke, no yolk, okay. And Michael, you're supposed to be laughing. He's a little late on the laugh. And then we're going to add 1 cup of ricotta, okay? And you can use the part skim or the whole, whichever is best for you. And we're just going to mix that together. Just like that. It's going to make them so nice and rich. I love blueberries. They're so good for you, and I love them in pancakes. I love them in muffins. Oh, yummy, okay? So we have the ricotta in there. Now, we're going to add the ricotta mixture to our flour mixture. Make sure we get all that good stuff out of there. We also have taken a pound of bacon. I'm going to talk you through this. This will be in our newsletter. And we just laid a single file or single layer on a cookie sheet, put it in the oven to bake at 350. you're going to be amazed at how quick and how delicious that bacon is. And we've got some sausage that we're cooking, because these are things that are accompaniments to our pancakes today. All right, we have this mixed up. Now, we're going to stir in the milk. It's just a little bit of milk, about 1/4 of a cup. Remember, people want to get the pancake batter real smooth without lumps. It needs to have some lumps, because that's what gives it its texture and its thickness, and it makes it really good if you get those little taste buds in there, you know. Okay, now I'm going to fold in 1.5 cups of fresh blueberries. There's all kind of goodness in these berries, and you don't smash them up, because we want whole berries in these pancakes. Look at that. Just stir them. Then we're taking the egg whites that we use the yolks, and we're going to fold this. And you know what this does? This just lightens the batter so they're not so heavy. And these, I'm telling you, and you know how to fold. Go down, bring it up and over, down and up and over. And you don't want to make sure that all that white has to be gone. You want to see a little bit of that egg white in there. Okay, and that just lifts the batter. Like so. Okay. Okay, now we have the griddle hot. We have it on about 350. Is that right? 350, okay. And see, I better stir that just a bit more. But you don't stir it too long or you'll lose the puffiness. And you want to do about 1/4 of a cup. It's really what you want to use, is about 1/4 cup measure, which I don't have here, and I thought I did, but that's okay. I'm going to use this little scoop here. Now this is more than 1/4 of a cup, so I'm not going to completely. And what you do, drop it on your griddle, and then you're supposed to make about a 4-inch round. Just like that. You just line them up. You know, perfectly round pancakes are beautiful, but I mean, does it really work? Can you get them perfectly round? If your batter's real, real thin, sure. But if it's not, it doesn't matter. They look homemade, and guess what? That's what you want, homemade. I might need to turn this up just a nip. This is supposed to make about 16 pancakes. So I think it will. Remember, those egg whites in there really makes it light. Now, you can put blueberry, any kind of blueberry syrup if you make your own, or you can use plain if you're not that big on blueberries. For me, I would love blueberry syrup on these. A little pat of butter. And the living is easy, oh yeah. You know, I really like breakfast. I just like to make breakfast, that's fun. Okay, I'm gonna ask Linda to come in and help. Since this is her griddle, she can man the griddle, okay? And I'm gonna move on to, here Lynn, you wanna take those, thank you. I'm gonna move on to my Dutch boy pancake. This is unusual and different because this one, you don't do this on the griddle, you do this in the oven. And this is 2 tablespoons of butter. And we're gonna go ahead and pop that in the top oven for me. And I'm gonna make the filling. You want that to get good and hot and melted. So here we have about 1/2 cup of flour in a bowl. And we have some salt, 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt. Okay. Mix that around. Not too much to this, because this is a pancake that you put it into the pie plate and it will bake up almost like a shell. But it's made out of pancake batter. It bakes up in a shell. You bring it out, you fill it full of fresh fruit. Oh, hello. That's one of those, like, you bring it at the end and people go, wow, does that look good? You're right, it does. All right, what else do we have to put in here? Let's see, I have my flour, my salt, my milk. I don't see any milk here. Okay. Yeah, it's in the fridge, okay. And 3 eggs. Let's do 1/2 cup. Okay. Oh, there it is. Okay. You know what? while we're mixing this up, we're just going to add the eggs and the milk and pour it into our pan. When we come back, we'll show you what that looks like. Stay with us for breakfast, brunch, or just plain old good pancakes. We'll be right back.
Do you love watching At Home with Arlene Williams? Then be sure to check out our new YouTube channel. It's filled with classic episodes from over 20 years of At Home, and more videos are added each day. And don't forget to click the subscribe button so you'll never miss another episode of At Home.
Well, if you're just joining us, we're doing pancakes. We're doing these are, Linda, do these look good? Take a look at that. Oh, those are blueberry ricotta pancakes. And they are as light as a feather. We can't wait to chow those down. But I'm making my Dutch boy pancake. And like I told you, here's the melted butter. And we're swirling it so it goes around the edge of the pie plate. Because I'm going to pour, this is the batter that I just made with the flour and the eggs and the milk. Just pouring that in. Okay. And it's going into a 450-degree oven. That's pretty high, but you'll understand why when you see it. Because it puffs, that heat has to get in there to puff it up. All right? Okay, let's see. I better use this. This is going to bake. Let me see here now. I want to make sure I get the right one. This will bake for 18 minutes, and then we're going to turn it down to 350. We're at the top one here, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. See, it's already starting to bake. Yes. Okay, 15 minutes. We want to set the timer so we remember the important part. Okay. Then we're going to turn it down to 350. That's going to be great. What we're going to do with that is fill it with all kind of cut up fruit, which we have. But I want to make a topping for it. This, Linda, you're going to love this topping. You will love it. Because it makes a great addition to the fruit that goes there. This is just marshmallow cream. You know, like you put in fudge or whatever you do with it. Some people love it with bananas and peanut butter. But we won't go there today. Okay? So that's about a cup. And then we have a half of an 8-ounce cream cheese, which is 4 ounces. And all we're going to do with that... Oh, that would help, huh? Very good. We have no power. Okay. Well, anyway, we're going to make this. Larry's going to help us here.
Yeah, thanks, Larry.
We still have no power, Larry. We have power now. Thank you, Larry. That Larry does everything, you know. Okay, so we're mixing this. Thank you so much. Well, am I glad he was here because we have no clue what goes on under there. He does. And this is just going to blend well. Then we're going to top the fruit that we put into our Dutch boy pancake. And we're going to be great. Here we are. Okay? That's really all it is to it. I mean, that's like nothing. So, there's our topping. Now, let me get rid of this, Lynn. That's all we needed. Okay?
Okay.
Now I'm going to make some they're called melt-in-your-mouth pancakes. And these are the ones I make at home all the time for Paul and me. Okay? And they're so simple. Actually, they're right on the Bisquick box because I was reading that one day because they have interesting recipes, and I saw this. They were called melt in your mouth, and they literally do. All right, 2 cups of Bisquick. Now we're going to put 2 eggs. 1. How are we doing over there? And you're going to just drop those into a cool oven, like 200 degrees, something like that? Mm-hmm. That's great. Okay, we have 2 eggs. I want to get the wrong recipe going here. And we have a cup of milk. Tablespoon of sugar. 2 teaspoons of lemon juice. Doesn't make sense, but I'm telling you, they will be light. They're not heavy at all. 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Okay? That's simple. It's really not hard at all. And get my whisk in here. And we're just going to blend this. Now, what I like about this are all the variations. Because this is your basic pancake. And you can put fruit. I have my other griddle going there. You can do fruit. You can do nuts, chocolate chips, if you want to go that route. But see, I'm not going to mix this till it's totally smooth, because I don't like that. I don't want it to be a crepe. I want it to be a pancake. The difference is the crepe is a thin, thin batter, and a pancake has more substance to it. So we just mix this up. How are we doing?
Doing good.
Yeah, boy, they're looking good. They smell, this place smells fabulous. Between bacon, sausage, and pancakes. I don't know what else you could want, right?
You got it.
Now, what did we do with those pecans there? We just toasted them on the griddle, okay? Can't find my little dipper thing I'm looking for, Lynn. I think I'll use this one. This will be fine. Okay, so I'm coming over here.
You want a measuring cup?
No, I think I can do it with this. Will be fine. Let me just show you what's going on here. That's our sausage cooking. We covered it with water first, and then after the water dries up, cooks, because it cooks through, now we just take the lid off and we start shaking the pan, because we want them to brown up, okay? And they are already. Oh, it smells so good. That's the easiest way to cook sausage, and be sure that it's cooked through. All right, now, let me turn up my griddle just a nip. Okay. This is on top. We're okay. Okay. I had some pecans here, and I'll tell you what, they just browned a little bit, and just push them in like that. I'm going to push them in. Can do blueberries that way. Could do chocolate chips. I would put the batter down first and then do the chocolate chips. Okay. When you get a lot of pancakes, you have to make a lot for a crowd. The best thing you can do is make them ahead and stack them, put them into a 200-degree, 300-degree oven, and don't put anything on them to tightly close in the moisture. They'll get soggy. Just loosely cover them. Is this thing on? Yep. I'm just going to use this griddle too. Okay. Since Larry's telling me we're having a little problem with my griddle because we had to unplug the, but that's okay. This will all work. Okay. Pancakes are like, it's a community. Is it on? All right. Larry led me astray. Wasn't the first time. It's okay. Appreciate this crew, because they always get in there and try to make it happen, and I appreciate that. So these don't even have to like cook real fast. Let them go slower and brown evenly. Tell you, when we get to the table today, you're going to really wish you were here, because I think half the crew and half the people in the offices are probably going to come by. So we'll be back in just a minute with everything we've prepared today and the final in just a minute.
Just go to ctvn.org/athome to get all the recipes from today's show for free. That's right, no subscriptions. They're available online at no cost, and more are being added each day. So join us at ctvn.org/athome to get today's recipes now.
Well, we hope that you've enjoyed today's program, because we certainly have enjoyed putting it together. Pancakes, pancakes, and more pancakes. And let's take a little trip around the table. This is our Dutch boy pancake. See how it comes up into a shell? And then we filled it with fresh fruit, and that little topping that we made, that is like the center of the table. That you'd want to bring out if you can make this sometime when you have just a very small breakfast, something light. Bring this out and you'll wow the crowd. And then we have our sausage and our bacon that we cooked, and that's great to do it like that. It's not greasy. The bacon, the grease is all gone. Next to it, we're showing what we can do. We just have some plain pancakes, just added a Cool Whip. It can be a dessert item if you want to. And don't forget, if you have leftover pancakes, put them in the freezer, pop them in the toaster when you want just two for breakfast sometime. That works well. Next to it, we have raspberries on plain pancakes. Next to that, we have a couple of pecan pancakes there, and we're going to pour some maple syrup over that one. And in the center, you can see there are our ricotta blueberry pancakes on a big platter, an old griddle, in fact. That's a great serving idea, with our melt-in-your-mouth pancakes that are light as a feather. This makes such a colorful, beautiful table, and there's nothing like beginning the day with your family around the table. Most of all, nothing like beginning the day with the Lord. And what better place than here? I have many memories of my brothers and I sitting at our breakfast table and having family altar after we had something similar to this. So this is a good foundation for the day when you spend it with your family and the Lord being the center. And then we just added some wonderful orange juice. We've got coffee. What more could you want except some great family and friends sitting around the table? That's why there's always a place for you. We appreciate you, family. You're important to us. You're important to our ministry. We hope that something we've said today will encourage you to try to do just a bit better. If you're a grandmother or a grandfather, you sow seeds of prayer into those grandchildren's lives. Our family, my personal family, are reaping the benefits of praying grandparents. And you know, you say, well, I don't have money and I can't. Well, you can pray. Everyone can pray. And don't forget, go to church this Sunday. Every Sunday, in fact, because you know what? They'll miss you if you're not, and you'll miss it if you don't go. Most of all, the Lord will miss not having you there. So until the next time, be sure to join us, because it just wouldn't be the same without you here at home. We'll see you then.
Furnishings provided by Levin Furniture, featuring Lane's Country Living Collection. Food provided by McGinnis Sisters Special Food Stores in Brentwood and Monroeville. Taste the world.
Don't forget to click the subscribe button so you'll never miss another episode of At Home. Thank you for watching.
Cornerstone Television wishes to thank all our faithful viewers whose consistent prayers and financial support have made this program possible.